Welcome to Tech with Solo. My name is Solomon. So if you're interested in various tech courses, mathematics, and let's say programming, cybersecurity, data science, data analysis, some other courses like that, different programming languages, database administration, this is the right channel for you to be. Now, briefly, I just want to do a kind of a follow-up to the previous video I did last week. Every week I release videos. So if you're interested in these things I've mentioned, you can tune to my channel every week and you'll be able to get the best. Okay. So we talked about computer generally. We talked about what exactly computer is. Computer, as we said last week, is an electronic device used to accept data as input, process data, stores data, and then retrieve data as output. But today I'm going to be talking about the application. We did what is called different types of part of computer, which is hardware and software. And we talk about programming, or we talk about different kinds of software, which are application software, and also have system software. So meanwhile, I'm moving straight to the application software now. So we shall be going or delving deeper into computer programming or applications. How to build application. This is our first journey. So this journey is going to be several series. We're going to use Python as the case study, and we'll use it to demystify programming language. So we have several programming languages, which I'm going to talk about today, but we will zero in on Python programming language. So if you're interested in knowing Python and everything about Python for software development, Python for data visualization, Python for data analysis, Python for AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, Python for cybersecurity, and so many other things you want to use Python for. So this is the right place for you to be. So I proceed right now. Today I want to talk about computer programming with Python. First of all, what is programming? When we say programming, you have been hearing about programming, writing programs, writing software, building softwares. So they connote particular stuff, it connotes a meaning, Now, what is programming? Programming is just the act of writing programs for computer to carry out. For instance, you write instructions for computer to carry out. For instance, humans now for you. Humans, when you give instruction to humans, or your child or your kid, if you have a kid, you give an instruction to your kid. Please go and do this or go and buy something for me. The kid runs right away and go and do that for you. So that's an instruction. So the same way you give an instruction to your kid, you can also instruct the computer to carry out a particular task, and the computer carries out the particular task exactly as you ask it to do. So that is what programming is all about. But it doesn't use human language to carry out those instructions. It uses what is called computer language. And this computer language are called programs. Sometimes you can call it softwares. Software is just a set of instructions, those instructions. So they are softwares. So the process of writing those softwares are called computer programming or programming. And the people that write these programs are called computer programmer. So that's what I want to clarify today. Now, when you are going to Spain, for instance, you have to learn Spanish. If English is not their general language or lingua franca, you have to learn their language. Or you come to Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have several tribes or several languages like Yoruba language, Igbo language. So if you want to really blend, you want to, communicate with people there, you have to be able to speak their language. So the same thing with computer. If you want to interact with computer, ask computer to do a specific stuff for you or a specific task for you. You have to give it an instruction, and those instructions are the language they understand. Now, I want to quickly move to types of programming language. In the evolution of programming languages, programming language undergone or underwent or undergo different, evolution. The first level of programming language is the low-level programming language. Now, when we say low-level programming language, we're talking about a program. Computer always understands, for instance, they understand machine language. When we say machine language, the set of instructions, the way you write instruction, there are set of instructions that are written in binary language or binary code. Because computer has two states, on, off, or yes, no, or 1 and 0. So we need a number system that will be able to represent these two operations, and we're able to manipulate the number system because humans operate base 10, that is 0 to 9. You understand? We combine 0 to 9 to form any number, for instance. Like 11 now is 1 1. 20 now is 2 0. You understand? So we need a programming language that could represent two states. So Base 10 starts from 0 to 9. Base 8 or base 9 starts from 0 to 8. Like that. So base 10 is 0 to 9. So you can combine when you reach 10 and 1 and 0. So the same thing, we have two states. So if we need something like that will represent two situations. For instance, base 4 is 0 to 3. Base 2 is 0 to 1. Then base 1 is 0. You understand? So the same thing. So we need something that will represent two states, a number system, and that is where binary comes in. You understand? Because the transistor, in when I talked, if you look at possibly some videos or previous videos that I did, you see that we have generations of computers. So you have the second generation of computer which uses transistor. So transistor works with a kind of system like that, binary system. A computer is made up of several transistors to give you integrated circuits. So that is why a computer uses binary system. So the binary number now forms your machine language. So machine language is you have to write instruction in machine language or low level language, because the processor understands the low level machine language like that. It's closer. Why we call it low is that it's closer to the CPU, to the machine, which is the processor, compared to humans. Then the low level language is what the computer understands, and you cannot go any other way, or you cannot speak English to a computer. It's low level language. But low level language is very difficult. For instance, you have to translate everything. 1 plus 3 now. You have to convert 1 to binary and convert 3 to binary and add it together like that. So, but that is quite difficult for human to comprehend and write. So we have to look for other ways instead of low level language. An example of low level language is machine language. So we move into the aspect of you have to move to the next level, which is assembly language. Assembly language was a little bit easy, but it's still low level language because it's quite very close to the CPU, and it's, anyone close to the CPU or anyone that's low level is faster in execution because machine understands straight away. Now the next transition was to go into high level language, which is quite very easy for humans to understand, but machine can't understand it. So example of high level language like Java, you have you have Python, you have so many other languages like Golang and stuff like that. So many of them, basics, Visual Basics, and so many of them. Most of the programs we use today is high level language. So those high level languages is not understood by computer. So we need something that will translate it for computer to understand. And this stuff we call it translator. So there are two different types of translator. We have the compiler and interpreter. So interpreter has its way that it can translate, while compiler has its own way it translates. Some of those programming high level language that was mentioned, some of them use compiler, while some others use interpreter. But Python uses interpreter. You understand? So it's an interpreted programming language. Okay. So for you to be able to practice or work with Python now, you have to install Python, which is the Python interpreter, and then you install your VS Code or code editor where you write your codes and send it to the system to interpret. To interpreter to interpret. Okay. So that is it. So now let's proceed to how we advance our move towards writing a program. We are still on the introduction now. This is a series, as I've said. So if you like this video, please just click like and also subscribe so that you can get more videos. When I place any video, you can get notification, and also share with your friends and people you think will be interested in this path of career. Okay. Now, let's proceed. Now, I've mentioned a lot of paths that we are that enable us to transit into where we are today. So we talk about high level and low level. So low level machine language, assembly language. High level Java, C++. You have like Perl, you have Golang, and so many languages like that, and Python. So these are the high level programming language. Okay. Now, I've told you that high level language, for instance, they are not as fast as low level language. If programs are written in low level language, definitely will be very fast because they don't need to be translated. For instance, I'm speaking to somebody in another, that understand another language through an interpreter. That will be quite slow. But if it's directly in the language of that person or the subject or the person, the object, you will understand it straight away, right? So we now understand why low level is faster and high level is faster. So I've just used that analogy to interpret this. Okay. So moving straight away to Python now, we are going to learn how to use Python, because Python is one of the most popular programming language now. You have to learn the language, then when you learn the language, you can now know how to use it. Okay, so if I learn a particular language like English language, I can speak anything to anybody. You understand? So you also need to spend time to learn this language so that you can do anything with it that is digital based. And if you understand one programming language, you can easily understand others, and you're open to a world of opportunities. I mean, so many world of opportunities in the digital space. Is that okay? Okay, so let's move straight to how do you set up Python, start writing codes on Python. So I'm going to talk about the installations, how to set the environment up. After that, next week, or which is my next video, I'm going to delve deep into Python coding. That is going to be purely practical class. Now, let us go into the setting up of the environment or the installation. How do you set it up? There are two basic things that you need to have in your system. The first thing is, if you are, you download Python. There are different versions of Python, but I will recommend that you download Python version 3.6 and above. We have close 3.10 as of this recording of this video. We have up to 3.12 right now. So we can download 3.12 or download 3.11 or 3.10 or 3.9, 3.8, 3.6, any of them, and then for practical purpose for now. So you download Python and install it. It's quite very simple. You follow the instructions, go to the website. If you need the website, just check my descriptions, you see it there. Okay, so you install Python. When you install Python and you run it, you can check, you can type Python in your search menu, you will see if it's properly installed. You see Python shell. Okay, then after that, you need where you write your code, because that what you just installed. Python is Python interpreter, the one that will help to interpret and before the message is being sent or before the instruction is being sent to the microprocessor. So that's what you are installing right now. But to write the codes, the language, you need to install code editor. So it's called code editor. That is, it helps you in writing of codes. We can't use Microsoft Word to write code because that will try to conform our language to English or so, So we need something that will just leave our code like that without altering anything, and that is code editor. One of them is Notepad that comes with Windows system. If you're using Windows systems, Notepad comes with Windows system. But there are different. This one comes with Notepad comes with Windows system, as I've said. But there are different, friendly and very supportive code editor. We have there very many of them. So we have PyCharm for that one is customized for Python, but it can be used for other programs. Then we have VS Code, one of my favorites, code editor, and we have FB, we have so many of them. We have Sublime Text, and we have Code Edit, so many of them like that. But the one I use basically for Python is PyCharm, because it's Python friendly and it's made much more specific for Python. You understand? So that is very important that we install those things. Another name for code editor is called IDE. When you say IDE, it's called Integrated Development Environment. That's another word for code editor. So if when you are finished installing these two softwares, Python interpreter and then code editor, which is PyCharm, I recommend you to use PyCharm. So you can use these ones, but you can also use others, like you can install Anaconda. Comes with you can also use Jupyter Notebook for testing and doing your practical work. But I recommend you to use PyCharm for now. So I'll be using PyCharm, but you can use any others. So that's it. Okay. So after setting installation, then we'll go straight to the code. So thank you very much for staying up to now to listen to this video. I'm so grateful for that, and I really, I'm happy to have you on this platform right now. And please, once again, subscribe and share, likes, and that's the support you can give to this channel, and I will be encouraged to do more videos. So that is it. So thank you once again. I'm Solomon, and if you have any question, please reach out to me on the description section, on the comment section, and I'll be glad to to respond to you. So I'll do a whole lot on this channel, please. So every week I promise to release videos on this path and this area of learning, programming, and so many other resources there. So please, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.